Car accident law refers to the legal rules that determine who is responsible for the personal and property damage resulting from a traffic collision. This area of the law consists of the principles of negligence, as applied to this particular category of personal injury cases. Like other cases in which negligence law applies, car accident litigation is governed almost entirely by state law. While nuances exist, car accident victims in every state must prove the same basic four elements in order to recover compensation. These elements are duty, breach, causation, and harm. With respect to duty, drivers have a legal obligation to obey the rules of the road and to operate their vehicles in a reasonable manner. This means driving a safe speed, maintaining control, exercising awareness, observing traffic signals, using blinkers and headlights, etc. The existence of a duty is typically accepted without much argument. By contrast, the plaintiff will usually be required to offer evidence that the defendant breached that duty. Breach can be shown by direct evidence, such as eyewitness testimony, traffic surveillance video, or an admission of fault. Or, the plaintiff may need to resort to circumstantial evidence, such as skid marks, paint smudges, or blood alcohol readings. Just because the defendant had a duty to operate his or her vehicle in a certain manner, and it is shown that the defendant breached that duty, the court will not assume those circumstances caused the plaintiff's injuries. Rather, the plaintiff must prove the element of causation. In car accident cases, this can be done through medical testimony demonstrating the injuries are consistent with the nature of the crash, and that they did not exist beforehand. Finally, the plaintiff must prove harm. No matter how egregious the other driver's conduct was behind the wheel, the plaintiff cannot bring a negligence lawsuit unless the conduct produced damage to the plaintiff's person or vehicle. Near-miss cases will not qualify. Once harm is shown, the plaintiff may be entitled to compensation for medical expenses, pain and grief, lost wages, and more. Steps to take following an accident. The first thing to do after a car accident is to remain silent about who is to blame for the incident. As simple as this may seem, admitting fault is by far the most common mistake potential litigants make in the moments following a crash. Ordinarily, the rules of evidence do not allow out-of-court statements, aka hearsay. But there is an exception for admissions. Even a simple apology can potentially be used against you. More at www.hg.org web link. Conversely, it is important to make notes of any statements made by the other driver. A smartphone, tablet, or other electronic device can be great for recording voice memos in the chaos of an accident scene. By whatever means are available, gather as much detail about the accident as possible. To begin with, take down the other driver's name and address, license number, and insurance information. Other evidence to preserve includes witness contact information, descriptions of the road, traffic, and weather conditions, and photographs of the vehicles. If your cell phone or camera has the ability to record video, use it. Make a video of the accident scene up close and from a distance, including the location of traffic signs, crosswalks, and so forth. Also be sure to write down the names of police officers so it will be easier to get copies of their reports. Never overlook the importance of seeking immediate medical attention. The whiplash motion caused by car accidents can produce injuries the victim may not notice at first, but that become more pronounced as time passes. As a potential plaintiff in a negligence case, you do not want the other driver's attorney to belittle the severity of your injuries, based on the fact that you did not feel it necessary to seek treatment right away. Of everything that can be done after a car accident to preserve a victim's right to compensation, contacting a personal injury lawyer will have the greatest impact. Without the assistance of counsel, you will be alone and vulnerable to the tactics of the opposing side's insurance company. The adjuster may pressure you to accept an unfair settlement, or to waive other rights. Before signing anything, be sure to consult an attorney. Car accident law. Know your rights. A guide to your rights if you are in a car accident. If you are involved in a car accident, it is important to follow certain procedure in order to receive the compensation you deserve and protect your rights. Insurance providers may refuse to provide compensation or place a limit on the amount of compensation available. It is important to understand how insurance claims work after different types of automobile accidents and how a lawyer may be able to help you. Can texting while driving lead to a murder charge? A driver was sending a text message when he accidentally swerved across the middle line and killed the driver of a vehicle heading in the opposite direction. The incident was clearly an accident, but was the teen's action of composing text messages while driving so wanton and reckless that it could amount to criminal homicide? Hit-and-run accidents and the consequences. For those who caused the accident and fled the scene, usually in a panic, the consequences can be severe. How do you know who is at fault in a car accident? Determining the responsible party for a car accident can sometimes be tricky. There is often a difference between who actually caused an accident and who legally is at fault. How to know if a car accident case is worth anything? Virtually any civil lawsuit has one thing in common: damages. That is the injury, financial harm, or damage to property for which one is entitled to recover money from the other party. In a rear-end collision, is the guy in the back always at fault? Being in any accident can be a nightmare, but when you are the driver of a vehicle that collided with another from the rear, it can be particularly troubling. Conventional wisdom will usually tell you that the driver in the back is always at fault, and in most instances this will be true, but not all. Single vehicle accidents. A single vehicle collision or single vehicle accident is, as the name implies, a car collision in which only one vehicle is involved. This can include accidents like running off the road, colliding with fallen rocks, running over debris on the road, losing control of the vehicle and rolling it, hitting animals, and so forth. What to do after a hit-and-run accident? For many, it can be a nightmare scenario, driving safely and minding their own business when another vehicle hits them, causes damage and possibly injuries, then flees the scene. What do you do? Who will pay for the damage? What to do when a defective part caused your car accident? We expect our cars to keep us and our families safe, but with a system of hundreds of moving parts, it is not uncommon for something to fail, often with dangerous results. Indeed, each year, millions of cars are recalled because of manufacturing defects or defective parts that can cause fatal car crashes. What to do after a car accident? What to do after a car accident? Due to the high number of accidents, motor vehicle accidents comprise the most significant proportion of personal injury cases. Knowing what to do immediately after an accident can make a significant impact in a case and help individuals protect their legal rights. Use this car accident law handbook to understand your legal rights and strengthen your claim. Car accident laws per state. California car accident laws. California has a variety of laws that may apply in case of a car accident. These laws determine how insurance claims are handled, what damages are available and when a lawsuit must be filed, if necessary. It is important that people who are involved in a car accident in California understand these laws and how they may impact their claim. Florida car accident laws. Florida motorists should be aware of the laws that pertain to car accidents. Millions of motorists are on Florida roadways every day and accidents occur each day, so it is important to understand what to do after an auto accident and the laws that may impact a claim. Georgia car accident laws. Car accidents in Georgia are often complex matters that require legal support to get through even if the victim is only partially at fault for the collision. The two parties must understand comparative fault, how to process a settlement and what to do after the wreck occurs to ensure that all necessary procedure occurs within the confines of the law. Illinois car accident laws. Illinois is an at-fault state, meaning that the insurance company that insures the person who caused the accident is responsible for paying for the damages its insured caused, up to certain policy limits. Nevada car accident laws. If you were injured in a car accident in Nevada, you should become familiar with various laws that may affect your claim. The following are important laws and tips to help you understand the process of filing an insurance claim or a lawsuit against the negligent driver who caused your accident. Texas car accident laws. Every day, motor vehicle accidents occur in Texas. It is important to know what to do after a car accident and the laws that may impact your car accident claim. Car accident law articles. What is a fair settlement for a motorcycle accident? Don't accept the first offer from an insurance company, especially without consulting an attorney who can advise you on a fair settlement amount for your claim. What happens if you get hit by a drunk driver? When you're involved in a traffic accident, it is always a scary and stressful time. Hopefully, you can walk away with no injuries and minor property damage. Some victims are not so lucky, especially if they are hit by an irresponsible drunk driver. Here are some things you can expect if you have been involved in an accident with a drunk driver. How to avoid being tricked by an insurance adjuster. Insurance adjusters are not your friends when you have a personal injury or workers' comp case. We'll share our best tips on how to avoid being wrecked by an insurance adjuster in this post. When bad roadways cause accidents. Every motorist knows how aggravating it can be to drive on a road filled with potholes. However, bad roadways can be more than just a minor annoyance. Potholes and other road hazards may kick off a chain of events that lead to a serious car accident. When bad roadways cause accidents, injured drivers or passengers may be able to file a claim against the property owner or government agencies responsible for maintaining the road. However, these claims can be complicated and are best handled by an experienced car accident lawyer. Causes of and liability for truck accidents. Driver fatigue is the leading cause of truck accidents, but many other factors can come into play. If you've been injured in a truck accident, you deserve fair compensation for your injuries. Will my car insurance provide enough coverage after an accident in Pennsylvania? As expensive as car insurance may seem, it does not always provide enough coverage for drivers who get into a car accident, even if the crash is not their fault. Motorists should carefully review their insurance policies to see if their coverage is adequate. Anyone who suffers a serious injury in a motor vehicle crash should contact a car accident lawyer as soon as possible to obtain professional assistance in negotiating full compensation from the insurance companies involved. What compensation is available in a drunk driving car accident case? Being involved in a car accident can be traumatic for anyone. When a driver is drunk, the carelessness puts everyone at great risk. Alcohol acts as a depressant, it slows the body down, which affects a driver's depth perception, vision, reaction time, and overall vehicular control. Collisions with pedestrians at intersections and on curbs are more likely to occur, as well as multi-vehicle accidents on highways, rear-end collisions, and speed-related accidents. Can social media posts affect my car accident case? People often do not hesitate before posting on social media. Doing this in the moment without thinking is usually not harmful, but there is always a risk that it could be seen by the wrong parties. Information about car accidents should always be kept confidential. Women more likely to be injured in a car wreck than men. According to a new report from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, IIHS, women are at a greater risk of being injured in a car wreck than men. However, there are a number of factors that explain why this is the case, including the fact that women tend to drive smaller cars that are less effective at protecting vehicle occupants in the event of a collision. In addition, the study found that women are more likely to be behind the wheel of a vehicle that is hit in a side impact accident than a front-into-rear accident. There are steps female drivers can take to significantly reduce the risk of car wreck-related personal injuries, including wearing a seatbelt at all times. However, if a female motorist, or any other driver, is injured in a car wreck, he or she is urged to contact a skilled car wreck lawyer as soon as possible. Injured in an Uber or Lyft vehicle? Know your rights. If you have been injured in an accident involving an Uber, Lyft or any other rideshare vehicle, you have certain rights, regardless of whether you were a passenger, driver or the occupant of another vehicle that was struck by a rideshare vehicle. Rideshare companies provide transportation services to consumers by contracting with drivers who use their personal vehicles to carry passengers. This service is provided through a smartphone app. The popularity of rideshare vehicles has surged in recent years because they are not just quick and convenient, but also inexpensive. However, rideshares come with their share of problems and complexities. If you or a loved one has been injured in a rideshare accident, it is important that you know and understand your rights.